I recently pulled Skraank and I am so excited because I feel like he is a must build for Spider's Den. So for today, that is exactly what we're gonna do. Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. This is the champion I was talking about, Skraank, and I have somewhat built him to the point that I have ascended him. He's level 50. That's probably as far as I will go right now because I just don't have stuff on hand to make him 60. So we'll try to make this work. Honestly, I think it'll be an improvement regardless within my Spiders team. Part of the reason I was so excited to pull this champ is really his skills and why I think he's going to be super beneficial in there. His skill 1 attacks an enemy and has a 40% chance of placing a 25% weakened debuff for 2 turns. This chance increases to 75% if the target is under HP burn debuff. Second skill attacks an enemy 2 times and it heals this champion by 15% of the max HP on each critical hit. The big thing, critical hit, because that's going to affect how I actually want to go ahead and gear this champ. Also places a 50% increase attack buff on this champ for 2 turns if the target is under HP burn debuff. Now the skill 3 attacks all enemies. This is part of what will be great for Spiders. Also has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Fills this champion's turn meter by 15% if at least one enemy is hit with a critical hit. So again, we see that crit hit, which is going to be super important and something we need to keep in mind. And then the passive, which increases this champion's attack and crit damage by 5% every time an HP burn debuff triggers on any enemy, stacks up to 25%. So looking at the skills and what Skraank can actually do, this now brings me over to what type of gear are we going to put on him and what are the stats that we are looking for. This champ can also not only be used for Spiders, but honestly there are a few other places I can also use him. But the main thing is making sure that I have the stats somewhat at a point that he's usable. It's not going to be like game breaking, oh my god, amazing stats, because of the point I'm at in the game. I'm still pretty early game and I'm kind of just working with what I got here. So that's what we're going to go with. Now, the things I want to focus on is crit rate. We can do crit damage as well, depending, but also accuracy. So we want accuracy and we want that high critical. So one of the first things that my mind goes to when I'm thinking of something that I want accuracy and maybe like a little bit of speed on, this immediately is going to bring me down into perception. So it gives you accuracy plus 40 and speed plus 5%. Now looking at it, the problem is obviously I don't have a whole lot of it. So it's not like I can use full perception and just completely have a ton of accuracy. We're going to have to do a little bit of mixing and matching with some other sets here, but this is where I'm going to start. First place I want to go to look at is the boots and see, do I have any speed boots at all? And defense. Why do I have so much defense? HP, attack, and I do not. So I'm not going to be able to get speed down here. So next, let's look at the chest plate, which I just have accuracy, which if I really wanted to put an accuracy chest plate, I could do that. It is a potential, but I would kind of like attack here, honestly. And then for the gauntlets, I could potentially do crit damage in here. So for now, I'll try this on because if I want to have a high crit rate, I may as well have some crit damage so he can actually do some damage output. So for now, I have solid, possibly 1 set. So next, let's look at the weapon and accuracy. No crit rate. We have speed here. Not looking so great there. Helmet. So this one, we have some crit damage, HP attack, possible crit rate here. We'll try that on and then we'll go into the shield. So accuracy and speed on this one, accuracy, crit damage, and defense. Again, I'm kind of looking for potentially a little bit of speed, but mainly accuracy and crit rate is what I'm looking for. I do need more crit rate, so I might have to actually work towards gear that's got the crit rate on it potentially. For now, we'll try this one on as well, and then I don't have much I can work with in the weapons, honestly, so I'm probably gonna have to pick one of these two. That's all I can do for perception. Honestly, I kind of wanted to do 2 of these. That's clearly not gonna happen, so that's okay. Next, maybe we will move into, I could just do accuracy. I'm not getting the speed from it, but you know what? I mean, if it's all I have, it's all I've got. So again, first with the boots, again, no speed. Okay, so this might be a 2-2-2 set because I don't have any speed down here. And into the chest plate, again, not looking so good here. Okay, you know what? Instead of accuracy, do I just want to go down into critical rate? I mean, at this point, we kind of need to crit. And it might just fill the gap that we're looking for because we have at least speed boots here. And that's it. We have 1 pair of speed boots. Well, we'll try that on. What about the chest plate? Defense, attack here as well with some crit rate. That's potential. HP, attack, defense. Okay, so I could do that. And then I really do need a bit more accuracy. So this is where now I can kind of focus on these top pieces that I've got and see maybe where we can go with this. I'll have to do some upgrading as well and see what happens. But looking at the weapons, see if I have anything that's kind of, oh, that's got potential. Ooh, 27 crit rate. There you go. That's kind of good. That'll help me out at least a little bit. See if there's anything else. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best one that I've got there. Now, I'm kind of between these two. This one's got the accuracy, so I do like that. Let's go to the helmet, and then maybe something that kind of fits here. Okay, at least my critical rate's not bad. I'd like some more accuracy, but this one's got crit rate, crit damage. We also had this shield. If I have anything, it could be better than that shield. That was close. Almost had what I was looking for there. Okay, I think we're gonna go with this. Let me do some upgrading, and then we'll kind of see if this is what I'm gonna do. It's kind of a mix-up, but you know what? If it works, it works. Honestly, upgrading some of this, it couldn't have gone worse. Some of the stats were pretty bad, so I actually did do a swap out on the shield for something else I had in perception. Otherwise, we did actually hit some crit rate. We do have a bit of accuracy. Ideally, I would have liked a little bit more. However, I still think this is going to do the job, and this is going to work. Now we got to take him over into my spider stand. So right now I am on stage 18. I would love to be able to get further down into here. So we are going to see how this goes. Now, this is currently what I am using for this team. So I do have Thor, I have Demitha, I have Frost King, Elenaril, and I don't know who I actually want to swap out because I have a lot of potentials who I could swap out. I am also actually using Noct in here as well. And Noct I kind of want to potentially keep because we do have some AoEs in here and we have some support. So I think Noct will keep. For now, we may swap out maybe... I do like Elenaril activating the poison though, so I kind of want to keep her. Maybe Demitha. We'll try that. We're going to swap her out. We'll bring Skraank into this, and if I do need more support, then we will potentially bring her back. But for now, that's the team I'm going to stick with. We'll throw him in, and next, let's see how this actually goes. So I did end up doing the 3 sets with Skraank, so he is on a critical rate, perception, and then the accuracy as well. Now, again, ideally, that's probably not what I would have wanted to stick with, and I think I'm thinking more like later game builds and what I may potentially want to do and the stats I want to reach. But I think I have to remind myself I'm not at that point yet. I don't have the gear for that yet. So I always say kind of use what you've got. You'll make it work. Eventually, you will either get a gear removal ticket, which when it's time to upgrade things, you can always do that. Or maybe it comes around in game, and that's kind of where I go ahead and fix some champs. I can tell you right now the amount of times I have to swap gear out because I'll start with something, I'll put it on a champ, and sure, it works. And then I get to a point where I'm like, oh, this isn't keeping up anymore with where I'm at in game. I've gotten better things, and then I'll just kind of rotate them off and be able to replace it. So for now, I'm just going to keep going with that mindset that, you know what, you use what you've got, you make it work. And so far, so good with this team. I may have spoken too soon. I feel like I still need some support. So I did end up bringing Demitha back. For now, I did swap out Elenaril. I'm going to see who kind of fits best in here. So we're going to try this team next and see if maybe they do a bit better having that supportive role from Demitha. I am still playing around with the team. I've actually been swapping around champs here and there, and I have been getting close. I do think I'll need to bring Skraank up to level 60, but watching, I can feel like he's definitely going to help my team out, and I can see why people say he's actually a must build for spiders. So you guys will have to just follow along and see where this actually takes me. My next goal is going to be putting him to 60, and I do think booking him is something that may potentially help if I feel it's necessary. For now, I'm gonna keep kind of playing around and seeing who I actually like in this team and who is working well together. But I do think he fills a role that I was missing. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1. And then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. I did think that Skraank would actually be my answer in making my way further down into Spider's Den, but honestly, I think I still need to work on the team, get him to be 60, and then maybe he'll fill the spot. So the goal of today was to actually climb down there. That didn't necessarily happen yet, but at least I do have an idea. I've got him somewhat built, I would say. So I am going to keep trying, and we'll see if I can get further down into these dungeons. I will make a follow-up video with an account progression for this one. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. And comment down below, let me know who are you using in your spiders team. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!